I want to take a quick moment to shout out Kyrie Irving. The guy is absolutely like that. He's been a phenomenal player on and off the court this season, on and off the court throughout his career. And I just feel like for whatever reason, Kyrie has never gotten the love that he deserves. So I want to take a quick moment to give him some love this video. I know he's going to come back stronger, and I know he's going to come back better than he was before. And keep in mind, Kyrie is like that. I'm holding him to a high bar, but that's only because I know he can obtain it and surpass it. For those of you that missed the game tonight, I can paraphrase a small part of it by saying injuries suck. They always have, and they always will. Check it out.
It was pretty gruesome watching Kyrie Irving come off the floor, not just twisting that ankle, but when he was down talking to the trainers, he told them several times he needed to wait before he got up because it was just too painful. He is now out officially for the rest of the game with a right ankle sprain. And Steve Nash tells me they're just going to have to try to replace him by committee, he said. He told his guys in the locker room, be aggressive offensively. Of course, all of that is easier said than done when you are now down 2 stars. Of course, James Harden also out for all but the first 43 seconds of this series. Before today's game, Mike, Steve Nash said that James is improving, but he will have to get much more work on the court before he can actually come back in and play.
Some people are calling this play dirty. Some people are saying that it wasn't necessarily a basketball play. Does Giannis strike me as a bad dude? No. Does Giannis strike me as a dirty player? Again, I'm going to say no. But you know, I'm always open to discuss. Opinions change, and I try to pride myself on not being too stubborn. I'm going to give you guys my full thoughts on Kyrie's injury, everything that went down, where KD and the Nets go from here, and I also have to give you guys my thoughts on the dangerous game that's being played right now. But first, let's get a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Karma. Karma is an app that's constantly using tech behind the scenes to scan the web for coupon codes, price drops, and all that good stuff so you don't have to. For example, I saved 40% on a new microphone to continue to be able to bring you guys awesome content. So on the Karma site or the Chrome web store, install the Karma plugin. The whole process is super quick and easy. Now, whatever site you go to, you can track items and save things that you're interested in so that you can get notifications via email or mobile push when an item you saved comes back in stock, is on sale, or has an active coupon code. Check it out. All you have to do is save the item by clicking the Karma logo on the right-hand side, choose when to be notified, and what list you want the item added to. Just to give you guys a glimpse of everything I've saved recently, check it out. It's super organized, and I'm now going to be notified immediately when something goes on sale or drops in price. Karma also scans your cart for coupon codes. This feature is only available via desktop, so let's just say that Chrome plugin comes in clutch. Another cool thing is their cash back feature, where you can earn cash for your PayPal when you use select retail partners. Again, guys, the link to Karma is going to be down in the description below. Be sure to check them out so you can start saving today. Now let's talk hoops. So to start off, I really don't think this was a dirty play from Giannis. Now, opinions are going to be opinions, and everybody's going to have theirs. Well, I have mine. I don't think Giannis meant to hurt Kyrie Irving. And again, as I said earlier, I don't think that Giannis is that type of guy, but I don't think this was a smart play at all by Giannis. I think Giannis is one of those players that plays at 150% at just about all times. Every possession, this guy is giving you everything that he has. He's flying up and down the court. He's going for every rebound, every block shot. He's one of those guys that you would love to have on your team, but you might hate to play against because his intensity, his effort level is just generally that high. Hate on Giannis for what you will, but there's no doubting his passion. Now, don't get it confused. This isn't me saying that Giannis was all right by going under Kyrie or undercutting Kyrie, however you want to word what happened. Because boxing a player out while they're midair is always going to be a dangerous game. As a matter of fact, being below anybody while they're airborne is a dangerous game. That's why we see so many rules now to protect jump shooters. Players walking under jump shooters was a sick time, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen today, but I think it happens way less than it used to. While we're on the topic of injuries, I think it's no secret that the condensed season had to play at least a small part in the large amount of injuries we've seen this year. Not only do you condense the season, but you also have this incredibly short off season. And look, I don't know, that just seems like a recipe for disaster. Now, I know there's no way to stop a guy from walking under you and your ankle turning, but I'm just saying. On Twitter, I saw somebody say that the Pelicans tactically tanked to avoid Zion having to play in 2 short seasons and a condensed off season. And while what the tweet said was a joke, at the same time, I think I'm glad that Zion is able to condition and get in shape and get ready for the upcoming season. I don't think a lot of people understand the stress and the miles that some of these NBA players put on their bodies. To touch back to the Brooklyn Nets, when Kyrie went down with around 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter, the game kind of just changed. While the final score reflected that of a close game, this game really did not feel close to me at all. The Nets are a good team. The Nets are a great team. But what team is built to win without 2 of its 3 best players? For anybody that has forgotten, James Harden has only played around 40 seconds in this series. That is a ridiculous stat. And some people think that James Harden is the most important player on this Brooklyn Nets roster because of his ability to not only control the pace of the game and score the basketball, also because of his ability to playmake for others. James Harden is hands down the best playmaker on the Brooklyn Nets roster. James Harden gets a lot of hate, this whole Nets team does, but the guy is a generational playmaker. When Harden went down, Kyrie and KD had to take over some of that playmaking load, but that's okay, because Kyrie and KD are 2 of the best players in today's game. These are guys that are capable of creating for others. It's just not what they're normally best at. What I love about Kevin Durant and Kyrie is sometimes these 2 create just by scoring the basketball. Teams see the ball go through the hoop enough times and they just kind of overcommit to stopping KD and stopping Kyrie Irving, which allows guys like Bruce Brown, Blake Griffin, Joe Harris to really get going. Now, when you have 2 offensive dynamos like Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, you could go long stretches without having a pure playmaker like James Harden. Because what Kyrie and KD do for each other is they take the pressure off of each other. You can't key on me because, like Kyrie said before, that guy could put the ball through the basket too at any given time. But you see, when you lose Harden and Kyrie, there's a lot of pressure on one guy, that guy, Kevin Durant. While Kevin Durant is perfectly capable of going off, he's going to need guys that are going to go off with him. In the NBA, individual accomplishments and accolades are great, but you're not going anywhere without a team. While injuries are terrible and they suck, I think Kevin Durant is presented with an opportunity to shut everybody up. Kevin Durant is one of the greatest scorers of our generation. In fact, he's one of the greatest scorers to ever play the game of basketball. But recently, he's gotten a ton of hate and doubt on his individual ability because he's, and I quote, running 2 super teams. In 2016, Kevin Durant would join an already great Golden State Warriors team. While he would leave the Warriors with 2 rings and a legacy still being built, in the public eye, people still felt like Kevin Durant had a lot to prove. While I disagree with KD having something to prove, if he was able to lead this Brooklyn Nets team to the NBA Finals and win a championship, I'm not sure what more you could ask of him. If you ask me, I think the Brooklyn Nets are in an incredibly scary place because you don't want to rush anybody back too soon, but you don't want this season to slip away from you. I didn't see this getting a lot of publicity, but Kyrie played 45 minutes last game. That's not 45 regular season minutes. He got 3 minutes of rest in a playoff game. As a matter of fact, that was his second game this series playing 45 minutes. These games are high intensity. When you're on the floor, you're not resting at all. Part of me wonders if Kyrie's minutes were so high because of Harden's injury. While I want KD to do his thing, I don't want him to have to overcompensate. And what I mean by that is I don't want to see him having to pick up somebody else's minutes. If I'm Steve Nash, I want to win this series, but I want to make sure that everybody is healthy for the long run. Lost in all of the injury talk, I feel like people really haven't been giving Milwaukee their props. I have to give a quick shout out to Giannis, Drew, and the Bucks because they've been doing their thing. And now they have confidence. And that's something that the Nets can't like. Maybe that Bruce Brown play was bigger than we knew. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.